Good evening. Come into the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. You all want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Boop, boop, boop. Like and follow us at the J Spot Radio. That's on YouTube. And then go to TikTok. Like and follow us there. The J Spot. Boop, boop, boop. Jaye. Guys, turn on the notification bells for all. Thank you all so much. Listen, happy spring. Even though I really don't know where it is, because this weather that we have been getting, listen, baby, I still got long draws on. Okay. That's just how cold it is outside. I still have my heat on like 80 because it's freezing. And anybody knows me, I cannot stand to be cold. I cannot do the cold. No way, no shape, no form, no fashion. So my heat will be on until this weather decides to get it together. I don't know what this Chicago weather is waiting for, but until it decides to stop being bipolar and stop Chicagoing, then I'm just going to be over here with the heat. So if you got your heat still on, listen, drop a thumbs up or a smile or drop that flame because listen, everything is real. But guys, listen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, Grown and Sexy Conversations with the J Spot, 30 and up doing us, Tyson Smith, 180 Real Talk Chicago, the real MVPs, guys, everybody, the J Spot, everybody that rocks with us. Guys, I thank you so much. We have an amazing show lined up for you tonight. Great hot topics. Now, listen, we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. Now, look, what do y'all think about this? Diddy has been all in the news. That's all we have been hearing about is Diddy this, Diddy that. But didn't that bridge in Baltimore just collapse? Didn't a ship just fall, crash into the bridge and the whole bridge has collapsed? Um, you all, where is that story? Because every time I turn around, all everybody is talking about is Diddy. What's going on? What's the details? What happened with that bridge? See, this is the stuff that always say to myself, this be that bull junkie. This be the foolery. They always come up with some Smith that will try to have you all distracted and you looking all crazy and everything, not paying attention to what is really going on, because guess what? They know that we can easily be distracted by any simple thing. Listen, they put a celebrity scandal in front of us, and guess what? We just jump with it. We jump on board with it, and we've forgotten everything about everything important that is going on. So we definitely have to be mindful and just keep all those that are affected by that situation, because I'm sure eventually that bridge collapsing is definitely going to affect all of us. Prices are going to start going up on everything, as though things are not already expensive enough. But I kind of just wanted to point that out, because again, we get so caught up in, oh, Diddy did it, and just the 1,000,000,000,000,000,000 memes of Diddy, and then that story about the bridge has just so conveniently disappeared. Like nobody is really talking about that situation. And that's a situation that definitely requires, extreme attention. Now, listen, speaking of extreme attention, what do you all think about this? Do you guys think that this lady was over the top in her reaction? So, a gentleman, he pulls up to pick her up and they're going on the first date. So he's inside the car and she's standing outside of the car. So he reaches over and he opens the car door for her and she refuses to get in the car. She tells him that he needs to get out the car and properly open the door for her because she don't touch doors, she don't do doors. So therefore, she's not getting in the car until he gets out the car. So he's confused as to, like where is this coming from? Like, what are you talking about? I am opening the door. Like, what is the problem? So again, to get in, she refuses to get in the car. So they're like going back and forth and like nothing to no avail. Like she's not getting in and he's not getting out of the car. So he finally decides to get out of the car after they're going back and forth. And then he opens the door for her and she gets in. And so I guess he thought about it and he's just like, see, this be that bull junkie right there. So he made her get out the car and he drove off. He told her that, you know what, he was not going to deal with that. He's like, you know what, listen, this is just not for me. Like, I feel like you just did way more than this situation required. You were already standing outside, so I didn't feel that there was a reason for me to get out of the car to open the door, even though he reached over to open the door, but she didn't want him to reach over. She wanted him to physically get out of the car and open the door for her, which he refused to do. So he left her. So they did not go on a date. And she's standing there looking confused as to what just happened. Why did he leave? What are your thoughts on that? Ladies, what are your thoughts on a man opening the door? Did she overreact in this particular instance? Again, he did reach over and like open the door for her. So it's not like she had to open the door herself and then she got in. And so, like, ma'am, get in. Like, what do you guys think about that? Because for me, I thought that I didn't see any harm in it. And listen, before anybody, please do not come this way. I didn't see anything wrong with him reaching over and opening the car door. He opened the door for you, ma'am. I felt like this lady was just being extra. And if I were him, baby, I would have been drove off. He gave the situation way more energy than I personally would have given. I would have let the moment she sat up there and said, "Oh, I don't open doors," baby, I would have peeled off on that chick and I would have been like, "Deuces, you ain't got to open the door. You ain't got to get in. You ain't got to do nothing. Matter of fact, we don't have to do this." Come on now, look, ladies, look. Now, I love us, okay? But look, some of us, we do entirely too much. And I think, just my humble opinion, I think that reaction to that situation was just entirely too much. This man, again, he did absolutely nothing wrong. He did the right things. In my opinion, this man did the right thing. He opened the door. He leaned over. He didn't, like, you were already standing outside. So I can see if you were on your way down and then he's watching you walk up to the car and then he wouldn't get out, then that would be a different conversation. But for you to already be just standing right there and he leans over and opens the door, I didn't understand what the issue was. So you all help me to understand, because as I was, we were in the group and I saw this in Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jaye. I saw a lot of women, there was some problems with the way he handled the situation. So you all tell me, what was the problem? Like, what am I missing? What was the problem with him reaching over and opening the door from the inside? What was the particular problem with that? Because again, I didn't see what the issue was with that. So maybe listen, school me on what did I miss? What did I miss? What was the harm in the man reaching over and opening the door? Because again, the amount of time that she sat there telling him, "Oh, I don't open doors. I don't do doors." Ma'am, he opened it for you. He just didn't do it the way you wanted him to do it. He just didn't get out the car and do it as you were barking your orders to him to do. I'd have been like, "Ma'am, look, miss me with all of that." But again, when he thought about it, he's like, "Listen, I'm sitting here. I'm about to pay for the date. I drove 30 minutes here to get to you. I did all of this, and you're sitting here harping with me about physically getting out and open the door." He's like, "Yo, the door is open. I opened the door." My hands, and the camera never went on her, but I can just imagine her. My hands don't open doors. I'd have been like, "All right, your hands don't open doors. That's good. That's fine, ma'am. It was nice to meet you. You have a nice life. The door that you're gonna be opening is the door to get back up into your house to go upstairs, because this right here, this is over with. This is a done deal, ladies." Some of us, look, it's this new stuff. Let's not let social media cause you to miss out on good opportunities and good dudes, because we're coming with all of this unnecessary foolery. Like, we have a lot going on. Like, we are doing entirely too much sometimes for some of these situations. So again, I believe that that was just a bit too much in my opinion. But again, what do you all think about that? Was she right? Was she right for saying, "You know what? Listen, you need to get out and open the door for me. I'm a grown woman. I need you to get out and open the door for me. Don't do the little raggedy pull over and open the door. You need to get all the way physically out the car to open the door for me." Again, I didn't see it as being that big of a deal, because again, he did open the door. So I didn't see what the big deal was about as far as him opening the door, physically getting out. Because again, she was standing right there. "Ma'am, you're standing right here. Get your see, I see." Listen, the man was so patient too. He didn't cuss her out or nothing, because the way she was acting, a couple of cuss words, and I don't even cuss, but this brother had the patience of Job. I'm telling you, he had some patience dealing with this chick, because he's sitting here going back and forth with her, explaining to her, "Ma'am, baby girl, I have opened the door. I'm not sure why won't you just get in so that we can go on about our day?" Again, if she had that big of an issue with the way he opened the door, then once she got in the car, and maybe once they got over dinner, or even bring it up another time, like, okay, he opened the door. If opening doors is a big deal for you, like, then have a personal conversation, like, before the next date, or even when you're about to leave. Like, "You know what? Can you open the door for me? I like to have the doors open for me." Listen, it's a way to do everything, but some of us come off as just some buttholes, and that's why we're not getting what it is that we want, because we come off so, just so rude. A lot of us are rude, we're inconsiderate, we're self-centered, and it's just a downright shame, and it's not cute. It's not a good look. Some of us are too old to be acting like this. Like, we can't even have a simple conversation on how we would like to have the door open for us. We have to sit there and make a scene. So, ma'am, what I'm saying is, it's a way to do everything. It's a way to be, to get your point across, because the way she came off, she instantly made this man become defensive about opening the car door, because of her her tone and her demeanor. So again, it's a way to deliver that particular situation. And, or like I said, if here's the thing, granted, okay, you don't want him to open the door like that, leaning over. So me, I would have said something like, wow, can you get out and give me a hug? Like, or like, can you get out? I want to see how you look. Do you mind coming over and opening the door for me? Say something like that. We don't have to be, oh, my hands don't open doors. I don't open doors. I don't do, and then you're not going out on that date either. I don't do doors. I'm not saying late. I don't do doors. I don't do doors, but I have not had an issue. And again, if it did come up where it's an issue, I know how to ask for what it is that I want without, again, being a butthole. Like, yes, this is just the way I like to be treated. I'm going to be treated this way. Some people don't know. Listen, you got to look. I'm like this. You got to meet people where they are. You got to see where they are. So just because maybe the women that he was dating, he didn't have to open no car doors for him. Or maybe the women that he's used to dating, they accept that. We be so quick to just haul off and just listen, do the entire most. We haul off and show our behinds so fast, so quick for the smallest things. And we're like turning each other off from each other because we're acting so ugly in the things, simple things. Like we act so ugly and immature sometimes that it's a wonder that, man, people are just, making these posts and not wanting to be around each other because, again, we can act so ugly over the simplest things. So let's, like, man, you guys, we got to get it together. We definitely have to do better. So with that, again, you want the man to open the door, you get, and I will always say this, you get more bees with honey. You get more bees. You get more of what you want by being sweet and by having a kind demeanor, even though that may not be your nature. That's not my nature. I know. Listen, being sweet and that's not my nature. I have to practice. I have to talk to myself and say, okay, we're going to be nice. We're not going to, be bossy. I have to tell myself that because sometimes, we get caught up in, especially if you are a woman that is doing her own thing, and listen, you got your ish together and you feel like you don't need anybody for anything. Sometimes we can come off, a little forceful, and like we're talking to these men, sometimes we talk to them like they're our business partners, or like they're our co-workers, or like they're people that we're working with, and we're forgetting that, like, okay, this supposed to be your man. Like, so he's supposed to be, the one that's having to take charge and all this and that. So sometimes you have to do that. Like I said, again, I have to sit and I'll be up in there. Listen, I'll be like, no, we're not gonna be talking all loud. We're gonna let him talk. We're gonna let him finish his sentence. We're gonna have to because again, I know you talk about alpha females and independent women and all of that. You can say all of that because I can identify with so much of that. But again, it's a time and a place for that. Like, so I don't want to be bigger, my sack is bigger than my guy's sack. Like, I don't want to exude that type of energy, even though when I'm by myself, I'm a rock in it. I'm a rock in that aura because that's who I am. But when I'm with my guy, I'm gonna bring it back in because now that's his role. That's his role to rock in the big shoes, and I can just sit back and, feel confident and secure in, just being, kind and mindful and just, sweet natured. But again, I know that by nature, by main trait, that's not my characteristic. That's not me. That's something that I have to practice all of the time. I do. I have to remind myself because again, it's not my dominant personality. My dominant personality is to run it. So if you have that run it dominant personality, you have to talk to yourself so that you can wheel it back and, know when to turn it on and know when to turn it off. And that's what I think a lot of us are getting that mixed up. So again, it's totally a different way that conversation could have been had, where she could have ended up getting what she wanted, which was for him to get out and open the door. There was a way that he would have gladly done that. But the way her tone was, it set the tone for the whole interaction. And the whole interaction turned out to be a not so pleasant interaction, because they both was on the defense. They both were on the defense. So it's like, now when two people are having a conversation and both people are defensive, it may be a good time for somebody to end that conversation, because once both parties become defensive and combative, nobody is hearing each other now. Nobody is hearing each other. And that's in any type of situation. And that's in any type of conversation. Once both people come defensive and combative, the conversation is over. Like, you may as well table that conversation and come back another day when both heads have cleared, and maybe you guys can think about and have a rational conversation. But at that point, all rationality went out the door. And I do believe that it was the lady's fault. I do think that she handled that situation in a not so grown and sexy way. I don't think that she handled that situation in the way it could have been handled. Is she wrong for asking for this brother to open the door for her? Absolutely not. She was not wrong for him asking him to open the door. She was not wrong for that. But the way she brought it out, the way she delivered it, she was totally wrong in the way she delivered it, which is why she got the response that she got, because of the way that she delivered it. So, like, you all listen, it takes practice. We have to definitely be mindful on how we are delivering messages, because again, you know, it can throw the whole conversation off. You could go from asking for something so small, and then it's just a full catastrophe because of the way that it was delivered, and then the way that they receive it. So we got to definitely work on that. Now, speaking of delivering and receiving, the next hot topic, you all, this young lady, she has went viral because she was ranting about a date that she went on. She was ranting about her first date and saying how horrible it was because the guy accused her of catfishing him. So she went ahead to post the pictures that she had been sending him, and I guess they met on some type of dating site. So the pictures that she had posted up was not what was delivered to the date. Now she's on there, baby, just going through five type of fits. On, I can't believe it. And ma'am, you catfished the man, okay, ma'am. You sent him a picture before yonder, okay? You sent him a picture before you had a whole tubby tub, or you didn't show him the entire tubby tub that you had going on in the front. Have nothing against you having a cushion, a little extra love, have nothing. I have nothing against that. But you cannot be deceiving these people and then get upset when you get called out. She looked absolutely nothing like her picture. You didn't even look like your pictures to me. I'm sitting up here, I'm looking, I had to look twice. I was like, I said, shut up. You lying to me. This ain't the same girl. So I can only imagine how my brother felt when she showed up. I'd have been like, excuse me, like, I'm here for the you lying to me. This ain't, can go back and bring me the pictures that you've been showing me. Go back, get that person, bring her. And look, listen, be proud of who you are and what you are. And this is what my problem is with this catfishing, because, and then you get mad. You cannot get mad if you are not showing everything. Listen, if you got a butt full stomach, and if your butt, you got a, they used to call them a booty do. If you got a booty, your booty do this way, and you know that way. If you got one of those, embrace it. See, this is the thing. This is how she knows that she was wrong. Ma'am, you didn't show your entire body. You're doing these face shots and angling right and all this and that. And then you got your feelings hurt when you got to the restaurant. And rightfully so, because you was selling this man a Timu item. See, y'all, everybody know how Timu got the reputation, or Wish. You get on the site and this is what you ordering, and then something else is delivered. That's how you did this man. You cannot Timu him, and then you got the nerve to feel bad. You know, I just can't believe, why are people, no ma'am, no, let me tell you, you were wrong, sis. You were wrong. You showed up in the wrong outfit. You showed up, listen, you just all wrong. Next time, talk to your family and good friends. Talk to your good Judies before you go outside looking any old type of way, because I would have walked out on you too. You sent some pictures of you with long hair and looking like apparently 10 years younger and 50 pounds, 60 pounds lighter than what you showed up. Ma'am, he has every right to be upset. So when you're meeting people, I like to look, let's Snapchat or whatever. Let's like video talk. Let's video talk to each other so that we can just so there are no surprises, because I know, listen, I don't like surprises, and I've been surprised quite a few times, and I'm just like, my mouth may not say that I'm disappointed, but my eyes tell it all. My facial expression is not very professional. I try to have, and that's when I go back to mentally talking to myself. So sometimes I'll just be like, just doing, I'm talking to myself, I'm pep talking myself to say the right thing so that it can come out the right way, because the blurt that's on the tip of my tongue, what really wants to come out, is not the right thing. So now I'm learning to just be a little bit more cognitive of, thinking, before I speak, because, that first I'll just be like, and so sometimes I'll get to just like, I'll go, ooh, child, if I could not say a word, ooh, I'm gonna, because I've had it happen to me before a few times. Like, oh, this, listen, these guys are just, I'm telling you, just a mess. Just, fellas, I feel you. Just know what I'm saying. When I say I understand about the catfish, I understand it. So now, again, just going forward, just make it a habit of talking to people and like FaceTiming them before you get, like, come on, we're gonna do some full body. Listen, we're gonna do some full body angles. Let me see what you're working with. Let me see, come on, like, let's be real. Because I do not, I would not, listen. He's sitting up there, he got the muscles out and the bodybuilding, and you get there and he has the worst receding hairline ever. And you think I'm just, no, brother, we got to talk about this. No, we're gonna have to address this. We have to address we have to address your hairline. So if we as women, if we feel like we have to address and figure out what's going on, then fellas, they have the same right to do the same thing. So to keep yourself from being disappointed and surprised in a negative way, like, start engaging in more conversations. And I always say, like, if we are engaging in more conversations before the actual date, we can get a feel for people. Like the guy, would go back to the previous hot topic. Had he talked to her, see, people are not talking. That's how they know, like, you're not having the right conversation. Man, these are the conversations that we have. Man, man, I'm just trying to see, like, what, like, man, I seen your pictures, like, man, What's up with that? Like, man, I'm saying, I'm just trying to see when you gonna put that on me. See, that's where y'all going wrong at. You ain't talking about no type of nothing of substance. So then when you get there, you don't know that you got to get out the door and open the whole car door from the outside in order to even get a glimpse of what you might be entitled to, or what you might be getting that night. You're not going to get anywhere because you didn't pick up on the personality. See, there were personality conflicts that you can, a lot of times, you can determine that by a phone conversation, but not necessarily through text messages, because text messages are read in your voice. So you interpret those messages however your brain computes them. But when you're having an actual conversation with people, you can pick up on tone, you can pick up on intention, you can pick up on attitude, you can pick up on all of that from a phone conversation. So what I'm saying is, let's take it back to the old school. Now, I know, listen, we don't have time to be having phone conversations because we over here planning a date with this one on Friday through text message, this one on Saturday, this one on Sunday. So therefore, we don't have time to pick up the phone and talk to nobody because we got too many other dates to be planning. So then when we show up to 2 out of the 3 dates and they're a bust and they're not what we thought that they should be, now we want to get mad. But can we really get mad? Are we really entitled to be mad if we're not putting in the time and the effort to have a phone conversation with people? Or do we really have the right to be mad? Do you really have the right to be mad because somebody catfished you, but you didn't take the time to even pick up the phone, to FaceTime or to message or to Skype? You didn't do your due diligence. So we can't get mad if we're not doing our due diligence before we get to the date. And then we get there and we got Humpty Dumpty set on the wall. Humpty Dumpty done had a great big fall. Can we really get mad at that? Can you get mad because you done showed up and he the Pillsbury Doughboy? Can you? No. Can you get mad when you show up and she got a booty for a stomach and a booty and she got 2 booties, one in the front and one in the back? Can you really be mad at that if you didn't do your due diligence? Think about that. We quick to blame each other. Oh, she did this, she did that. He did this, he did that. But when are we going to take responsibility for our part in at least trying to do damage control and try to prevent a catastrophe, at least on our part? So if you went through and you did all of the things that you could have done to prevent, having a crummy experience, if you done that, then this conversation isn't for you. But if you have not done enough on your part to ensure, okay, the person that you are going to meet, they look like how they said the pictures that they showed you, and they have at least a decent personality where we know that at least the dinner is going to go off without a hitch. At least we will have somewhat of a good time because we've had a conversation. So I know that this person can at least, at the bare minimum, have a conversation that will take us through dinner. We can have a good conversation that will see us through dinner. So at least we can kind of go and do that type of thing. But if we haven't done that, then we really probably should not be complaining about, oh, they catfished me. She did this, she did that. He did this, he didn't do that. We really cannot do that. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at
Loving you has always been easy because it's true. I would not believe I'm alive. Spirit found my soul, cause I was so in love, my heart had grown cold. So cold. You had good energy, exactly what I needed. You walked in my life and placed the joy where was needed. Not a mirage, what I feel for you. Put that on God, girl, I'm loving you. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful, more than you'll ever know. We got good chemistry, go together like love sex. The passion and care we show one another tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I ain't felt in so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you. Love, put that on God, I got love for you. Yeah, said it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. It's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, so easy to love, easy to love you. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you, yeah, yeah, is what I search my life to do. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, do me a favor, go right around the corner, go to YouTube, boop, 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 like and follow us there, the J Spot Radio. Then go to TikTok, like and follow us there as well. That's the J Spot. And again, that's Jaye. Guys, turn on the notification bells for all. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We have an amazing show lined up. We are right in the middle of our hot topics. Guys, here's the next hot topic. Now, what do you all think about this? See, this can go eat this can be this is that foolishness. So we definitely have to be mindful of situations like this. But what do you all think? You have a 13-year-old and she wants to attend a baby shower thrown by her 14-year-old classmate. You heard me right. Your 13-year-old wants to attend a baby shower thrown by her 14-year-old classmate. Is that appropriate? Are you letting your 13-year-old attend a baby shower thrown by her 14-year-old classmate? Are we letting a 13-year-old, our 13-year-old baby, go to her 14-year-old classmate's baby shower? Are we doing that? Are we allowing our baby to be exposed and go and participate with her classmate? Her classmate, listen, is 13 and her classmate is 14 and she's going to have a baby. Are we letting our 13-year-old go to celebrate with her classmate? Is this appropriate or is this some inappropriate ish? And you like, not on my watch. We're not doing that. Baby showers. First of all, woo, child, 13. How would I handle a 13-year-old, my 13-year-old baby coming to me and asking, can she go to her classmates, her friend, baby shower. So the thing is, it's gonna be a strong no for me. But what I will do is and I would explain it to her, like, listen, your friend is only a baby. So what she's out here doing, we are not going to condone that. We're not going to act like that is okay. We're not doing that. We're not from that camp where we're going to justify your friend having a baby. We're not going to celebrate the act. We're not going to do that. We're not going to go out about like it's a joyous occasion. Your friend is 13. Okay. Your friend is 14. She's a baby herself. And now she's about to have a baby. And you think that you're about to go and participate and party like she's done something for you all to party for. We're not doing that. However, what we will do is we will buy a gift and give it to her to help, offset and help with the baby. So we will support, but we will not celebrate. And I think that there's a big difference. We will not support the act and we're going out and partying with it. We're not going to do that. But we will support. I mean, we're not going to celebrate. We're not going to celebrate and party a 14-year-old having a baby. First of all, is your little body even able to even, God, I just think about how it was to give birth. I mean, like, listen, that ish is no laughing matter, and it takes a lot to give birth. So I just don't understand. Like, it's a lot. So at 14, I can't even imagine what this young lady is thinking about, what she's going through, what she's feeling. I mean, she's going through all of this adolescence, being an adolescent, going into teenage. You haven't even hit womanhood yet, and you are becoming a mother. So it's like her body has to fast forward 5 years, 6 years, 7 years in a span of 9 to 10 months in order to be ready to give birth to this child. So your body is going through those changes, but what's going on with her mind? She's still going to have the mindset of a 14-year-old. So, no, we will not be celebrating at the baby shower. We will not be doing that. So my 13-year-old will not go. I'm sorry. You can get mad, kick rocks, and get glad, do whatever it is that you want to do, but we will not be going to that. But again, I can say that we will support, get Pampers and things of that nature. But to be 14 years old and having a baby is no celebrating matter. So we'll leave the celebrating to her family and her friends and things of that nature. And I would explain to my 14-year-old, this is not acceptable behavior. We're not going to push her off, but we're also not going to encourage this behavior. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not playing that. We don't rock like that over here. So if you feel that you're ready, even though I don't want you to be ready to be out here doing a horizontal mumbo and this and that, we're gonna have a conversation. You know why? Because I know everything is real. Listen, the way that this music is, everything that is going on in life, this world is so fast paced. So if it would be foolish of me to think that having a 13-year-old or 14-year-old and to think that they're not going to their feelings of sexuality is not going to be accelerated. It is totally accelerated because we live in a sexual day and time. So for those that are afraid to have that conversation, oh, we don't want to have, the bird. No, it's not the birds and the bees. Okay. It's everything with the bees, the dog with the bees, the cicadas with the bees, the centipedes with the bees. It's everything. You have to have a conversation with your kids, and you have to have an honest conversation because the world is teaching them. So if you don't teach them properly, then guess what? They're going to do what a lot of people are doing. You see one meme on social media and you go with it and you think that it's law. You think that it's true. You heard something on a podcast or on a reality show and it was something that intrigued you. Oh, that's law, baby. That's how everything is rocking. No, no, ma'am. No, sir. We have to have a conversation and we got to stop being afraid. Oh, not my baby. Please, my baby, listen, all you not my babies. Listen, yes, your baby included. They just may be a little bit more slicker than you were. See, I'm gonna tell y'all who y'all gotta watch out for. Them, the good students, the quiet, the good daughters, and the good son. That's who you all have to watch out for because they get so much free time. Guess what? Because they're not a problem. So nobody is watching them. Nobody is tending to them and giving them the attention that they need. So they have a lot of leeway and a lot of flexibility to be able to go off and do God knows what with God knows who because they're such a good student. They're a good kid. They're good. So they can do whatever they want because they have a good exterior and now they know how to play the game. Baby, they're going to keep their grades up. Everything is going to be in order. But they out there doing whatever it is that they want to do. Myron is saying it's a delicate, wild situation. My sister laughing. Yeah, listen. I'm talking on behalf of the good kids, the good son, the good daughter. Listen, you have all that flexibility. No eyes are on you because you got your stuff together. But listen, sometimes those could be the biggest demons out there that nobody is expecting because they too busy focused on the ones that's making all that noise and doing all this other craziness. So all you got to do is be a smart kid and assess the situation. Okay, so they not doing good in school and they doing this at home and this and that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna make sure I'm already a good student. I ain't gotta worry about this. I ain't gotta worry. Listen, you can go ahead on and do whatever you want to do, and nobody will ever know until you pop up pregnant. Then everybody trying, oh my God, I never expected that because nobody talked to him. See, she done fell on that schlong dong, or she was listening to this music out here, or looking at these videos and all this other stuff. Suck this, do that. You gonna swallow kid out. All this foolishness that's going on today. Now you mess around. Now she pregnant. Now she trying to figure out how that happened. He telling her, I'm just gonna listen. Listen. Ladies, please tell y'all daughters this. Okay, this is the age-old lie. I'm just gonna put the head in. Do you know how many kids are here because of that foolish statement? Do you know how? Listen. Do you know how many kids are just sitting right there and waiting at the tip in his head? Do you know how many kids are waiting right there? These are see, the Lord knew to give me a son because I would be too much for like a daughter. I don't know if, listen, you have to have these conversations. I'm just sorry. You're going to have these conversations. Myron is saying, are today's women going through puberty earlier than usual because some girls are developing at 9? Yes, they are, Myron, because of the food. The food today, everything is super steroid, everything. I mean, women are not breastfeeding like they used to because everything is fast paced. So we are pumping our kids with all of this hormones. They're born right on this Similac, that, all that type of baby milk and baby formula and stuff. All of that. That's nothing but hormones. The best thing to give a kid is breast milk. If you are producing good breast milk, but listen, some of us can't stop eating edibles and smoking weed long enough to breastfeed a baby. So that ain't gonna happen. Some of us can't sit still Is it still 6 weeks to get a checkup? I hope it may be shorter now because they don't even keep you in the hospital anymore after having a baby. But nobody is waiting for anything. So again, back to the question is, if I had a 13-year-old and she had a 14-year-old classmate or friend that was pregnant and that was having a baby shower, I would not allow her to go because again, we're not going to celebrate it. But we will get the baby something and show our support of the birth of your child because the deed is here. The deed is done. You've already undid it. The baby is on the way. So we're not going to not help you take care of the baby, but we're not going to be there celebrating. So my daughter or my granddaughter or niece or whatever, you could think that it's okay to have a baby at 14. No, we're not celebrating this ish. We're not. So if the family need help, don't throw a party, but you can ask people, can you donate to help us out? Because, listen, everything is real. I wasn't expecting to be no grandmother at this point. My baby is 4. Listen, you finna have a baby before you got a high school diploma. Really let that set in. She's gonna have a baby before she has a high school diploma. What is that? What are we celebrating? I don't see the celebration in that. So we definitely, again, we have to have conversations with our kids. We definitely have to have these conversations. And don't be afraid to, again, keep it real with your kids because first of all, these kids are too smart today. They're exposed to everything. So there's no use in trying to lie because whatever you tell them, they're not going to do nothing but go and Google it or look or ask Siri or Alexa. That's all they're gonna go do. So you may as well tell them the truth in the beginning. So how do you do it? Oh God. All right. So what version do you want? Do you want the political version? Or do you want the porn hub version? Because we can give you both, because they're going to find out anyway. So it ain't no purpose in trying to make this ish look pretty. You have to equip your kids to win. So whatever situation, whatever you have to explain to them so that they can be fully equipped and fully knowledgeable, you have to give them the game because if you don't give it to them, their 14-year-old pregnant classmates will if you don't tell them. So we have to be mindful. Again, this is no time to be trying to sugarcoat anybody's feelings and this and that. Listen, you have no time for that. Once your kids leave your house, they need to know. You need to instill in, listen, they need to know their body parts. They need to know how things work. They need to know, and you need to listen. As parents, we have to watch our kids. You got to watch. And you got to notice the difference. Listen, how did the parents not know that the girl was sexually active? How did you get, maybe it was the first time you're going for that old myth. I'ma just put the head in and now you pregnant. See, no. Once you see that your daughter is into boys, you got to let them have that conversation. You have to have that conversation. And if you know that your daughter is hot to trot, because listen, you are hot to trot. Listen, they say the apple don't fall too far from a tree. This is where we have to get off our high horses and admit and just be honest. If you don't want to be honest with nobody else but yourself, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put this girl on some birth control pills because if she anything like me, baby, woo! This is gonna be a mess. Have that conversation. But some of us, we get up here and now we all reformed and we done got to our 30 plus and we ain't did nothing in our teenage years. We ain't did nothing. So we can look down and we can shun, baby. Looking for all y'all looking down and shunning. You just better hope you don't show up on that Freaknik video. That's all I'm saying. Don't pop up on the Freaknik video and you looking down and you judging everybody. Don't pop up on there. Okay. So we're gonna forget about them Freaknik days. So we're gonna forget about all that. But we can sit up and look down. No, get off your high horse and become relatable, and become understanding, because that's what they need. That's what they need. They need somebody that they're going to be able to talk to, that they can trust, that's going to give them the right answers. And we have to do that. Again, oh, it's my little girl. Well, listen, honey, sir, your little girl done busted wide open. So, you know, there goes that. Fathers, you got to talk to your daughters too. Y'all got to school them on that. Yes. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. It was uncomfortable for me having a conversation with my son about getting it in, doing a horizontal mambo. That's not a conversation but listen, it has to be had, because I don't want you out here making mistakes or making decisions that you thinking, oh, it's fun. Listen, you got to give them the game. I couldn't give them the game from a man's standpoint, but I can give them the game from a woman's standpoint. And we the ones that's out here doing and getting caught with all this ish. So you have to be able to just come up out of yourself and come aside, step aside, step out your body, and just, you know, think of it as a therapist or a counselor or something when you're talking to your kids. If you feel like the kid parent, dynamic is kind of, weird to talk about certain things, you got to look at it like this. If you don't talk to your kid about it and you don't give them the truth, who will? If you don't give them the right tools, you're equipping them for failure. They will not make it if you, as a parent, do not give them what they need to make informative decisions. So it starts at home. It starts with us equipping our kids. Good evening, Demetrius. Hey, Myron. You saying like Florida versus Walona trying to talk to Penny from Good Times? Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to give them the real, especially today, because these kids are so smart and they have so much at their fingertips. They have so much information at their fingertips. And we just want to make sure that we're equipping them to know the truth versus what's all this social media fluff, huff, and puff. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20-piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Yeah. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. Oh, no. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Nail done. When you put that clone on, why you gotta look so good, good? With your hair done, nails done. When you put that clone on, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Yeah. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. No. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? When you put your clothes on, why you gotta look so good? It's something about you. Why you gotta look so good? When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Or when you're at the job, just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club, turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
Why you gotta look so good?
Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting them wrong. Wanna know
Why you gotta look so good, 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 good? With your hair done, your nails done, with everything going on. Why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
It ain't full again. The kids done escaped. Welcome back to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Listen, it's me. Sitting next to me, we have esthetician, Chandler, mother of a group of cool dudes, and a little lady, Lady Lotus. How you doing tonight?
I just walked into, but what's up, y'all? I'm good.
Oh, guys, listen. We gotta go back into this topic that we were talking about during the break. Guys, listen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please listen. If y'all want to share a story or two, you ain't got to say your name. 708-223-8953. Listen, we are in the midst of our hot topics, and we are talking about, listen, the myth, that pull-out method. Let's explore that a little bit more. Because, see, that is a myth. Fellas, look, I know that y'all think that y'all got it. But Lady Lotus, give your take on that particular. Give your take on that. The pull out. My pull out game is strong.
I got two things on that. On a positive note, your pull out game is only strong because she's not ovulating. If she's ovulating, your pull out game ain't strong. Number two, your pull out game ain't strong because it's not pull out. It's pull out. So in the midst of the a little bit about like 10 of your kids went As soon as you got that little hunch in your back and you was like, oh.
You done lost. These just listen, you may as well.
It's like a kabillion kids come out of there, right? It's like a kabillion. It's like a fourth of a cup and you lost a teaspoon.
So she got, listen, pay attention, fellas. Lady Lotus, hit it again. You got to
pull out.
Now, at what point, where did she get pregnant at? That's what she got pregnant at.
That teaspoon.
That's what she got pregnant at.
On the day of ovulation. Y'all better make them it's called the period tracker. You better get one. You better keep up her cycle and her ovulation day. No, ain't no pull out then. It's and then you pull out.
So you gotta start pulling out before the come. You gotta start pulling.
They can't because they don't know. It just be like, oh, that is, and then it come out.
Then you may as well let it listen. You may
let
as
it
well
marinate.
may as well let it go now because the deed is done.
Go so tied up, baby.
And don't try to be mad. Like now you want to get mad after the fact. Listen, you know you didn't have no self-control. You know that you did. You up there. Ow. Listen, stop right there. Stop right there because you feel it coming on. Once she stop, you it's certain signs that get out. Get on out. Watch some TV. Go get a cup of coffee. Go do something. Get out.
Actually, when you start hitting that mark, when you know, just put it in the mouth
or something, but just come. Listen, fellas, do not ignore that sign because then y'all want to get mad like, and then she gonna clamp down on me and keep me. Wait a minute.
See, the problem is
you done already did it.
See, it's more to the story when just snatching out because of the baby. That's why your car windows getting busted. That's why she like living la vida loca and she keep calling your phone because you done got up on your tippy toes and you done let your little children free. Y'all didn't watch Vanilla Skies when she said, "You came in my mouth."
Baby, she was
Miss Carmen Diaz lost her mind in that movie. Y'all better go back in y'all repertoire and watch these old movies.
That's all I'm trying to say. So if that is if that is your birth control of method, please, if that's your birth control of choice, please choose another one, because you guys are not winning with that. You guys are not winning with that method whatsoever. And again, men, it's not a skill. It's not a skill. You all think that it's a sport.
It's a skill.
Like they think it's a sport. Like it's a
man,
skill.
I snatched out in 2 seconds.
Right. But you listen, what happened the 30 seconds before you pulled out, you had deposited kids. See, it be them little ones that, or listen, I'm gonna give y'all some game. Look, you got, even before the act even start,
you got the pre.
Right. Some of these soldiers been on, already came on. They just looking at, they looking,
waiting.
They just trying to see where they finna go. Are they going in the tunnel or in some other orifice of her body? Where he just looking up. He got his little shades up. I wonder where I'm going today.
Hold on, wait. I remember her.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I had a couple of conversations last time we was in there.
Yeah,
get ready.
Get ready, guys. We got a winner right here. We gonna let's see. Are we gonna be magically delicious tonight, or are we traveling the Green Mile? Listen, they know that first. Listen, it be right here. They be like looking over, like,
because some of y'all know, as soon as y'all go up in that little thing, you just be you ain't even get all the way up in there. You was like,
and then your little soldiers like, yes, hit it, yeah. Like, yeah, they listen, the soldiers be up in there, they be bad.
I'm a no-limit soldier.
I thought I told
I'm a no-limit soldier.
I told you. They be up in there talking to each other. Which one? All right, I got 20. Are we going? I got 20. We gonna be magically delicious. Nah, I got 20. We going to Green Mile. Come on, place your bets. Come on, fellas. He's almost getting ready. He getting ready. Place your bets. We going to Green Mile.
I won.
And she pregnant.
9 months later, it's a little soldier.
Now y'all gotta go to paternity court, and now it ain't yours.
Judge, I snatched out.
Right. She just trying to get me. No, those were your soldiers that made that decision. You and your soldiers made that decision. That's what y'all did. They were sitting up there waiting to catch you slipping. You was slipping. You wasn't ready. Listen, you fellas, y'all got to feel yourself. Listen, you grow. That's your thing. You should know how your thing work. You feel a moisture, like, wait, whoa, nope. Let me go on in here and take a leak and get in the shower, and we're gonna start this process all over again. Wash that thing on. Wash that schlong. Listen, you gotta handle your business, okay? But we not going to be sitting up here saying that the pull-out method in 2024, y'all not going to be saying that, because especially, listen, as y'all get up in age, your reflexes are not what they should be. Your reflexes are not. But your soldiers, they moving faster than ever. I just want to tell you that your soldiers are moving faster than ever. So their
game is not weak.
It is not. It is not. So please keep that in mind the next time you decide to go up in there without a raincoat and then fear like, oh, she got me. She got pregnant. And
I'm gonna let y'all know. Y'all could go in there without the raincoat on, but you better count them days, baby. You better know.
Don't you go your dummy.
You better count them days. You better get on that clock, and the clock ain't good for us old women, cause us seasoned ladies, because it don't always come when it's supposed to. So yeah, you know what? Listen to Jay. Don't listen to me.
Cause listen, I'm telling you, you gonna have. Listen, just don't go in there without a raincoat. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Is just because we don't want what they like to refer to now as oops babies. Okay.
Oops, my shirt up over my head.
Oops, I didn't mean to. Oops, I stayed in there a little bit longer. Oops. All of this now you want to argue. Now you want to now. Oh,
now she this.
Yeah, all this and that. Knew I wasn't ready. All this bull junkie. Listen, all this foolishness that nobody is trying to hear. But when you get that good one, like Lady Lotus was saying, this will lead us into our next hot topic. Ladies, have you ever had that good, so good that, listen, make you want to get the dude? Listen, the girl got the picture on here. She got the man's name tattooed in between her thighs.
You know what you just made me think of? You remember that girl got that tattoo in the 90s that said "Lick 'em low rider" or something? Y'all
I wonder
nasty.
how that tattoo
He
look.
said "Lick 'em low." That's
And
what it
it's
say
all the
now.
way down to her ankles now. But ladies, would you or do you have a tattoo of a man's name in between your thighs or on your lower back? And fellas, how would you feel if you were about to be intimate with a woman and you saw a man's name and she got his name and then her, she got, listen, Ron's P right there. Ron on this thigh and the P word right here on this thigh. But your name is Lil David.
Little girl.
Lil David, are you going in Ron's P? Because that's what she got tatted there. Ladies, do y'all got a man name tattooed on your thigh? And you know, I need to hear stories about this because y'all can inbox us anonymously, and we won't say not just inbox us anonymously if you want to tell us a good juicy story. What you got to say about that, Lady Lotus? You know somebody that got, listen, the tramp stamp, and it's somebody's name. Hey Katrina, how you doing, baby? You got his name.
I can't talk.
Right there on the back
Lady Lotus had the tramp stamp
of somebody's name. I don't know who name you got. Wait a minute. Whose name?
You already know. The husband.
Oh,
the ex-husband. In my defense, okay.
Well, that was your husband.
Hear it. No. There is no defense, but herein lies the story. So he went to jail, and I wanted to prove to him like, this is yours. Nobody else is gonna get it. And I tattooed his name on my lower back. He didn't want that. That didn't make him happy. He wanted his name here so everybody could see it. Now, I was married, you know. I heavily believed that if I got a divorce, I was burning in the flames. But when it came down to time to get that divorce, it was some suitors that, you know, they took that jab and hit that with that name on there. But when it got down to me getting ready to be with somebody that I really felt like I really liked this person before we were ever intimate with each other, I got it covered up because, you know, I didn't want that to be an issue. So I instantly covered it. This got covered up instantly, but I covered that up. I did it.
I never knew that you had his name. Oh my God. Like, I just couldn't. Like, first of all,
it was only because he went to jail. I was like, I'm trying to prove to you,
right, that
this yours. We locked in. We good. I ain't going nowhere.
Wait, Cedric said, get her there, then get your stroke on to a point of busting and grab your towel, bro. Oh, that's he's talking about the pulling your kids out.
That's you ain't making it either.
He also said a 5-finger discount ain't never gonna do you wrong. Really? And then he's like, okay, so for the tattoo between the leg with the dude's name, he's like, nah, shawty, we good.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know, like, I don't have any dudes' names tattooed on me. I just have a tattoo of my son's name right on my arm. But as far as if I was a guy, like, I would, like, even as just a woman, let me say this. I've dated a guy that had his baby mama's name and his kid's name tattooed on his arm. I didn't feel comfortable with that. Like, and that's just his arm. That's on his arm. But I'm just like, you know, that ain't my name. Like, you know, that ain't my name. That ain't, you know, and then it had a heart. That doesn't symbolize us. So every time I saw it, it was like, it was just a reminder of his past. Oh God, what? Oh yes.
Can I tell you that man had my name on his arm, and he had a barbed wire put around the heart with my name on it.
I'm not doing it. Ain't listen,
He
no.
put a barbed wire around my name. Like, just cover it up. Why you put a barbed wire around it? Like, I ain't that bad. I'm fabulous. I'm awesome. He did have his ex name on his chest, but I didn't care.
Yeah,
It didn't
I don't
bother
know.
me.
Maybe it's just I just, the tattoos, like I said, if it's any tattoos, and I got 1, 2, 3 tattoos. Like,
Listen, we gotta go get a tattoo.
oh no, I'm done.
I'm at like number 8.
Number 8. You know what? It was one tattoo I thought I might want to get because I have a huge scar on the back of my leg. I had what was it? I had a boil years ago and I had to get it searched. Oh, that little bastard for a doctor.
Hurt. That's gonna hurt because you put in needles over a healed scar.
That's okay.
Even getting that tattoo getting covered on my back. Y'all be careful with these tattoos because getting a tattoo covered, it was like somebody was pouring hot honey. Like not hot wax, hot sticky honey on my back.
See, I wouldn't, like I said, that was just a far-fetched thought like yonders ago. I'm like, this thing ain't bothering me and I'm not bothering it. But if I would, that would be the place but it would be something simple, like, but I'm like,
I just want to go get a Capricorn. I saw this lady with a Capricorn symbol on her ankle and I thought it was so cute. I want to do that.
Listen, I need my ankle. I need
my Prince symbol right here.
Yeah, I'm not doing, listen, I'm definitely not doing nothing.
I'm doing my Prince symbol right there.
Now that would be a good one. That could be one that covered up, but see, that'd be too much detail. So I'm like, you're not gonna hurt me like that.
It's just a little cross with a unk.
Yeah, I want the unk. The unk,
yeah.
The unk.
Yeah.
But I'm not right now. I'm not doing none of that. Is coming off. But it's like to have a man's name or a woman's name tattooed on your, like, for me, period. The name for me, period, would be. It would possibly be a deal breaker depending on where it is. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just petty. I'm not.
I got another one.
What? I'm like, I don't even think that's petty. I just know I'm like, when I don't want any reminders and ooh, fellas, and I know this is just probably how y'all feel. When y'all see baby mamas and y'all feel like, oh, the kids are reminders of they ex situations, but that was a life. Just like if you an ex-husband or ex-wife, you still got a past. Everybody has a past. Everybody past don't include kids, but everybody done did something that they want to forget about.
Right.
You just can't forget about the kids.
Right. I was just gonna tell you one of my seeds, one of my little precious bundles of joy.
Mm-hmm.
He had some girl lips drawn on a piece of paper. And he had her lips tattooed on his neck.
I ain't listen, fellas.
But I don't think he had ever been with her. But it's still that thought that that's another woman's lip. You didn't tell the tattoo artist to freestyle it.
See that again? Those things for me would just because I know how I am. So it's like, why would I get into a relationship with somebody and I know that this is a problem for me?
We made a mistake,
and that's okay. But
I'm not young, dumb, and full of.
And that's okay because I'm gonna be like, you know what? This was something. So if I go into a situation and I know that you already have it, then that means I forfeit my right to complain about that because I willingly went into the situation.
But you can't say, hey, I really would like to get to know you. I'm digging you. What do you plan on doing about this tattoo? Because this could be a problem for me. Like, I don't want to fall in love with someone who already has somebody's name tattooed on them. Are you going to get this removed? And he's like, well, that was my son, mom, and she died.
Are you ready to join her? Because, if you don't plan on joining her no time soon, we are in the land of the living. So,
they gotta go.
What you,
hey, if y'all have tattoos on y'all, stay away from Jaye, okay?
Like, tattoos
of people names.
Of your exes, Sheila Thunder got Sheila Thunderhead right there on your thigh. Sheila got that thunder. Sheila got that fire. How would you feel if a man had a tattoo of like?
We are not.
First, that's some sweet daddy
stuff right there.
Sweetie pie stuff. That's some real sweet stuff. But like nobody, the tattoos is just a no, and it just in that intimate space with somebody's name. I would say for me, the names would be a no. But again, people are open and they're liberated, and I'm just not open and liberated. And I want you to know that I'm not open and I'm not liberated, and I'm not deep like that. So, it is what it is for whoever, is able to accept that. But listen, young ladies, be mindful, because when you grow older, them tattoos that were so cute, listen, as gravity starts to take place, so ye, so ye, so ye, so ye, so ye will those tattoos. So just be mindful. It started off as a cute little bear. I don't know what this thing.
I don't even know why I'm here today.
I don't know what this is on my arm today. It started off as a bear.
What's wrong with the bear?
It don't look like the bear that it looked like when I got it when
Didn't Chewy do your bear?
Yes, he did.
Hey Chewy, you still alive?
I hope.
Girl, sweet. I'm sorry, sweet lady still say sweet lady. It don't even say sway.
I don't know what this is not. This is Joe Frazier on my arm. This is what that bear looked like.
Shisha, is you on here? She should tell us.
Or
Is the cherries?
Is
the cherries still cherries, or did they turn into prunes? Before we went to see Chewy, we had to joke with each other, and I was like, "Them cherries gonna turn into prunes." By the time we get to 70, she gonna say sweet lady, gonna say sway lady.
Because like I said, my son's name is so stretched out. You see the A, and then the A and the apostrophe, and then the rest of his name is. I'm like, now I know that wasn't all the way back there. You used to just be able to read his name.
That's when we were scanning. We was some scanny little things, girl. We was skinny.
We didn't
even just imagine if you gained a whole lot of weight. It's gonna be like a minute.
It'll cross over to your
and
back.
Nobody gonna know what it said. Then it's gonna be stretched out so
right.
bad.
It's gonna be you like the alphabet A apostrophe M. What's that right there? And then so be mindful of the tattoos. Yes, they are just so fun, to get when you're young and all this other good stuff. It's definitely, it can be a fun time, but just be mindful when you get older that you may be doing more harm than good, or you might be limiting yourself because a future serious relationships, because of something that you did when you were young and dumb. And that's one thing I was always conscious of. I'm like, okay, if I do get a tattoo, I do know that I'm not going to always be thinking like, okay, I'm just ready to have fun. I want this to be cute. Wherever I get the tattoo, it will be covered up, and no one will know in a professional setting that I have tattoos, and it's not something that's going to come back and bite me, or it's not going to be something that's going to, I'm going to have to explain anything to anybody. But baby, let me tell you one thing. I was at church, baby, and it was hot outside, and I had my little, the tattoo is on my arm, so I had like a little shirt. I try to be mindful and not like wear my arm out, so it wasn't all out, but a little tip of it. Baby, do you know the next Sunday I came back to church, baby, they had a whole service on tattoos and why you shouldn't have tattoos. And I'm like, okay, I can accept that, Pastor, but can you talk about how your daughter is running through the church? Can we have a service on how your son is running through the church? Don't just talk about
can we have a service on how he running through the church?
Right. Can we have this kind of conversation? Like, don't just point out Sister Vance's, because I can take it and I can't. And guess what? I didn't leave because I was brought up under that kind of teaching. But all I'm saying is, I'm gonna have to send you a little text message. Pastor, you know that your daughter, she stole the man that she with. That was her best friend's boyfriend, and now they up here dating and they getting married and all this. I'm just saying, put all that business out there too when we gonna be doing messages and when we gonna be doing preaching and stuff like that. Amen. All right, amen again.
Amen.
Guys, listen. Tonight, we are talking about, hall passes. Now, you may say, Jay, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, a hall pass? We ain't in school. We are not in school. What do you mean, hall pass? Guys, I am talking about that hall pass that your mate or your spouse might give you to explore other options, to see what's on the other side. See, the other side of this here thing called life. See, you got you somebody, okay? But you want to be able to sample somebody else too and not get in trouble for it. That's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about you having your main squeeze. That's what they call them in the 70s. You got your main thing. But every now and again, you get a taste for a little something different. And you want to be able to sample that little something different without hearing all this rick-rack from her or hearing all that rick-rack from him. We are talking about the sexual in exploring sexual hall passes. Now, hall pass. According to an online source, a sexual hall pass is the permission. The key word, guys, permission given by the spouse or mate to have sexual relations with another person outside of the marriage or relationship. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. See, here, we've opened up a band of foolishness. First of all, why would anyone issue a sexual hall pass to their mate or their spouse? Would you issue a sexual hall pass, or would you want a sexual hall pass to be issued?
I don't want one. And I ain't giving you one because I'm selfish and I don't like sharing.
Listen, the sharing of the schlong dong,
it's mine,
is off limits. At least it should be. But see, this is where, complicated situations, this is where y'all complicate things, because we get into this, you see this piece of candy over here, you see this piece of pie, or this flavor this and this flavor that, and you want to taste everything. So you are willing to lose out on what you got going on because you're trying to be greedy. And being greedy ain't gonna get you nowhere. But would you want a sexual hall pass? And I said to myself, if I were married, would I want a hall pass or would I issue a hall pass? And my answer is simply this: no. Get all that freaky-ish out of your system before you get married. Like, why would I want to do that? Like, let's get this out, because once we get together, it should just be you and I. Once we're together, like, unless you're a person that is about that type of lifestyle. So if this is a lifestyle for you, because I know that some couples, they like the swing and all this and that, rock out. Like, you got to do what you have to do. But for couples that this is not a way of life for you, but this is something that you are looking to experience, me personally, I'm just not with it, because I just don't think that I know I'm not sharing my schlong dong. So you need to slang that thing and get it slang out as much as you want to before settling down, if you know that you with somebody that is not into that. And if you are into that and your person is not into that, that's a big deal breaker. Like, I don't think that that's a relationship, in my opinion. What do you think? Like, if a person that wants to, go outside the relationship or the marriage every now and then, and they're with somebody that does not believe in that, do you think that that's necessarily a deal? Can that relationship work?
I don't know. I think that's like a wide range. I feel like the person who may not be into it or don't want to do it may just accept it. It may not be happy. I think when you say hall pass, I don't think about, I'm giving hall passes in my regular relationship, in my regular marriage. I feel like in my mind, when I think of a hall pass, it's something going on. It's something wrong. And I'm giving my spouse a pass to go be with somebody else for the weekend or for a night because, maybe the woman is just not into herself or something, medical emergencies is going on or something. This man needs ain't being met. And I feel like let his needs get met because I can't do it right now. I'm not here, or, I can't give it to my wife for what's ever going on with me. I'm impotent or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna give her a pass to go be with somebody else. That's what I think about when I think about passes. But regardless to it, I'm not doing it because my brain is not going to allow me to forget or not think about you was just sleeping with somebody else.
So Cedric is saying absolutely not worth it. It's like we're opening up the doors, like relationships.
Let's
just
like
be
say
honest.
just have an open relationship.
Relationships and marriages are hard enough as it is. And then we go and add this extra layer of foolishness to it. And it's just like, okay, here we go. James is saying, what up there is a situation with ED and he wants her to be pleased. Or what if there's a situation with, well, I mean, again, so if you're that person that would be okay with that. So now when you do that, if you are that person, let's say we're going to go with Lady Lotus's example and, it's something, health-wise wrong with that person. So now, and you're giving them the okay to step outside the marriage. Would you issue some rules? Would there be some rules to the hall pass? Because here's the thing. If you give me a rule, so you give them a hall pass. And so now you're like, okay, because I can't perform, but I want you to be satisfied. So I give you permission to go over there and, be with this person, but I don't want to know anything about it. But I don't want you to do this, A, B, C, and D. How are you going to put stipulations on what can be done in that moment?
Because I gave you a pass, so I control the pass.
So they may be like, okay, you must use protection.
Right.
You can't
kissing.
Kissing.
Yeah, no
you
kissing.
Can't.
No head, no none of that.
You may as well don't do nothing.
But
so
it may be, it's a movie about this. I feel like I just watched a movie about this and it's backfired on them.
Myron says context matters and relationships do evolve. Like, why do people want to travel? For a different experience. So Myron, with that being said, are you saying that you would be open to receiving a hall pass and giving a hall pass? Because traveling and having having a strange man enter your woman, those are two different experiences. And I'm not sure that everybody wants to experience that. And fellas, can you really handle
it
knowing that your woman, listen, okay, so say for instance, you give, let me paint this, listen, I'm about to paint this tonight. You give your woman permission to go out and you give her a hall pass, okay? And
you laid your rules down.
And she's following them. They use the protection, there's no kissing, there's no oral on either half. But baby, he broke out the mandingo schlong dong on her. Okay? He done schlong donged her. Now, what you got to offer, it ain't hitting on that. He done knocked her ovaries to her throat. Okay? With the mandingo dong. Okay? You got a schlong dong. He got a mandingo dong. Now her ovaries is up here in her throat because that's just how far he knocked them. Now what you're doing, it no longer fazed her. You mean to tell me you think she ain't going back over there to get her ovaries relocated again? You think that she not going back?
It's even going that deep. It's like, how do you forget it as the person who have the past and you just went and had this amazing sexual experience
you
think that you're going to be able to forget this? And then as a male, like, y'all can't handle so much stuff. So you gave your woman a pass. She going on a girls trip to Vegas, and everything that go on in Vegas stay in Vegas. You know what, baby? We've been together since we were kids. I want you to experience something outside of me. And she only know you. Now she done went out and she done slept with this man, and this man ain't schlong donging like you. But that man done went down there and ate the groceries like the groceries came from, Whole Food off the good shelf. And now you ain't eating the groceries like that. Now she mad. You, it's so many outcomes to these situations that I would think about how you gonna look at her different, even if it wasn't good to her, but when she walked back in that door, did she sleep with somebody or didn't she do it? Or even having regrets
It was
that
just
you
like
gave the pass.
the movie Indecent Proposal. Baby, he turned that old man turned that thing out. Plus he had money. You lost
You
your
set
girl.
yourself up for failure.
You lost your girl over that because you didn't think, listen, he was able to captivate her and do more than what you were able to do, but you put it out there. You put her out there. You gave it for sale. Now you can't stop thinking about what this other man did to her, but you okayed it.
You okayed it.
Women like the same thing. Ladies, it's both ways. Like, ladies, can you handle if your man goes out, you like, okay, they going out or whatever, they going on vacation, and I know he finna get with somebody else or whatever, because I ain't gonna. No, that's not okay. You need to learn how to exercise self-control, or you need to let me tighten you up before you leave. And you gotta, if you can't hold yourself until you get back, then this not a relationship that I need to be
your
with.
Water. We don't need to be together.
This is
I
not.
am selfish and I am not sharing. As soon as that child gets sprung on what I got, we got a problem.
Cedric is saying, take a permanent bag with you when you leave it. He's like, yeah, Cedric, like, I ain't down for it. Myron is saying, you have to suspend what you were taught. Myron, I feel like you real philosophical, but I don't believe that bull junkie for one.
It's one of them to each his own, but what is the likelihood? What is the percentage of you really finding someone that's going to be 100% down with that? And I know it's possible because you have couples that swing together. I don't want to be a swinger, but there are couples out here that love doing that stuff together, but they're bringing that spice into their relationship, into their marriage. And maybe those two people are so happy with what they're doing that they don't have to step outside. But to me, the numbers will be higher of you losing your spouse,
right,
because your spouse don't want to sleep with this person. And it's all over sex.
And because you're opening up Pandora's box. For me, I believe like you're opening up Pandora's box. Like, why go in? Listen, if you want to bring in spice, listen, baby, they got all these sex stores. Do you know what kind of stuff that they got up in them doggone stores? Y'all could be listen, you could, man, listen, go. And I'm not saying that I frequent there. I'm not saying that I'm a participant there. I'm just saying, I've went on a field trip here or two. And I know, listen, baby, they got handcuffs, chokers.
I love me a good store.
They got so much stuff out there. So it's so much stuff. There's so much spice that
you can actually buy
do.
your man a little silicone chick.
It's so much stuff that you just have to think outside of the box and just be willing to do what's needed to spice up your particular relationship. But like Myra said, it's only for the mature. So if you know that you are mature enough, listen, sir, you can handle her ovaries being knocked and dislocated by somebody else, and you can handle your man, getting his soul snatched from him by some other chick. If you can handle that, then yes, issue these passes. And if you know that you're not going to be asking all details, or maybe y'all may like the freaky deek and share all the details and stuff.
I am too nosy,
you may
honey.
be for that, but
I'm too nosy.
It's just like, know ye thine self. That's what I always like to say. Know ye thine self. Don't go out here because you thought you saw it on the Housewives and y'all saw a clip of it. But see, what you didn't see was what happened once the camera stopped rolling. What's the condition and what's the state of the relationship or the marriage now? Cedric is saying once she consensually let another man intimately into her, she was no longer mine and she belongs to the, I'm gonna fill in a word for you, for the entire streets, Cedric. Cedric done threw it to the streets. He's like, 'cause that's what she belonged. He's like, she done let somebody enter what was mine. And that's the thing.
Your sacred place.
Men are like territorial, like a dude that cares for you, that loves you. And again, I'm the swinger people, I think that y'all are just freaks on a whole different plane. Like, I just think that y'all got that 70s Woodstock or those cult type of, those cult type of those mindsets, and y'all got those cult type of vibes. Like y'all free freaks. So you all are not in this category. the 5% of you all that fall in that category. This conversation is for the other 95% of us that are territorial.
Oh, you gotta lower them numbers, baby. It's more of them.
You think so? About okay, so I'll give y'all 10%. 10%. More.
The freaks come out at night.
Child, but I'm
girl,
saying
you don't know how many swingers sitting up in that pool pit.
They can go, yeah, but I'm like,
it was a whole swing. Okay, I didn't go there. I didn't frequent there, but it just baffled me that this place was down the street from my kids' school. But there was a swingers place on like right off Western and maybe like Tui.
And
you pass by there, and when you walk by, it's a nice little quaint at the bottom of this little building, and you see the sign swingers only. And now curiosity would have killed the cat, because I swear I just want to go in here. I'm a watcher. Wait, I just like to watch. What does that make me? This a whole nother show. This a whole nother show. Is there anybody else out there that like to watch?
That voyeurism. We're gonna have to talk about those sexual fantasies and stuff. Yeah, those are some voyeurism.
I ain't sitting in no closet either. I'm gonna sit right here just like this.
Wait, hold on. Let me get my tea. Let me get my cup. Cedric is saying they belong on Roosevelt and Cicero, not Roosevelt and Cicero.
Hey, they got the porn shop right there too with this.
They sure do
with the girls. I never did the little quarter show. What's the peep show? The peep show.
I ain't never did the peep show, but
I'm gonna do a peep show. I've never done a peep show. I'm gonna have to put this on my little list.
I went to that store on Roosevelt and Cicero though.
I've been there before, but I ain't never went in that little back room.
I don't know. I ain't never. I be scared that I would be scared to go up in there because you don't know what kind of nasty bastard up in there. I'm just like, and you don't know what they up in there doing.
We gonna have to find us a high class place.
Yeah, because I'm like, I may have to pull out my conceal and carry up, and now you done shot him up in the freak room, and now how you gonna shoot him in the freak room, and that's what he's supposed to be slapping his tallywhack up in there, but you just got disgusted by the smell and him making them making them nasty bastards.
You about to change my mind. Now all I see is, what was that man, Woody?
You done shot him because he making them nasty.
Oh no,
bastards.
Pee Wee Herman. Didn't they catch Pee Wee Herman in one of them shots?
He happened to and I'm not break up and just start shooting up in there. Now I'm going, listen. Why? Because first of all, the smell, and he didn't have to be sounding like that. Now I don't got no defense to tell the judge. Why did you shoot him? Because he was up in there being a dirty bastard up in there. That's why. Now he done got popped in his kneecap, popped in his elbow so he can stop, killing himself with his hand. So I would never go in one of those rooms because I know that mentally I'm just not.
I'm gonna stand in there. I'm gonna take me some hand sanitizer. That's something I've never done.
You
just watch the little curtain.
You just like this. No, like I said, that
is it like they show on TV? I know y'all know.
Them little dirty bad. Listen. They probably be up in there like that, but listen. Go if you are a couple and you are in need of some spice. Then definitely go before issuing and bringing some. Because my thing is this: I don't believe that the way to solve a problem in your relationship or your marriage is bringing somebody else in there. I don't think that that's the way to handle that. I think that a way to do it is, get to explore each other. You all have gotten comfortable with each other, so you have to step outside those boxes and those bounds and bring the spice back. Bring and people are not even honest with each other and tell each other what they want and what they like.
Just go get you a DVD. Do it old school. Go get one of them. Oh, go get go get Taboo, Black Taboo or something, and sit down with your partner and watch that movie, and then do what they doing in the movie.
Yeah, but you got to go back to that 70s.
And you got to go back to that 70s,
but
80s.
Because this stuff today, baby,
baby,
this stuff today. Oh yeah, I bang that.
They talk too much.
Wait a minute.
You got to get the one with Lil Karen in there, and they just went in there.
Wait. I'm like, wait a minute now. You gotta be ever ye so careful. But if you are trying to bring back the spice in your marriage or your relationship, keep these other folks out.
Do it in the window. Go on downtown and get you one of these. Look, inbox me, baby. I got some stuff for you.
She wants somebody to watch.
Ain't nobody gonna watch it. It's the thought
all
of
these ring cameras.
It's the thought of somebody else watching. You go downtown, get you a hotel room, okay? Get up on like the 20th or the 30th floor, baby, and hit that window.
But that might be.
Hey, look at me. Eye contact.
That might be. Well,
baby, Toronto. Like the 50th floor with nothing but Toronto.
You all listen, whatever you have to do to keep that fire blazing and burning between you and your mate or your spouse, then do that and let it be consensual. And again, if exploring this aspect of relationships as far as, sexual hall passes and bringing other people in, if that's what, floats your boat, then rock out with it. But just make sure that you are aware and willing to accept the ramifications that come behind making these type of decisions when you're talking about stepping out and giving permission to have sexual hall passes. Because again, it sounds good and it sounds all freaky and kinky in theory, but theory and actuality are two different things. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye. For all three. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Go to YouTube. Boop. Like and follow us there. The J Spot Radio. Go to TikTok. Like and follow us there as well. The J Spot. Jay is Jaye.